Saan ka man dalhin ang kapalaran, iisang bayan lang sa puso mo'y laman. Pinagmulan at babalikan, konting tiis na lang, at hanggang sa araw na yan ay asal. Kami nandito lang, sabay na pakinggan ang mga kwento nyo. Isigaw natin sa mundo, bagong bayani namin kayo. Sipag at tapang nyo, hinialay sa mundo, sinasaludo namin kayo. Pilipino, itaas ang noo, ipagmalaki mo ang galing nyo, isigaw sa mundo.
Magandang hapon UK, magandang hapon Europe, magandang gabi Pilipinas, at kung saan man po kayo naroroon, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ihahatid namin sa inyo ang kwento ng iba-ibang mukha ni Juan sa special program live streaming JUANEUKONEK Kontra Corona here on Facebook, kasama po ang YouTube. Samahan po ninyo kami sa mga natatanging kwento ng mga Pinoy sa Europa na mag-iiwan ng aral, impormasyon, ngiti at pag-asa. Ako po si Rose Eclarinal.
Ito po ang kwentong Pinoy, kwentong migrante, kwentong Juan, Eukonek, Kontra Corona. I am Jean Alcantara.
For our Contra Corona project for the next 6 months, the National Lottery Community Fund is graciously funding this project to serve the Filipino communities in England, UK, and beyond. Today, we have a very special guest, our very own associate producer who wears many hats. Jean, alam mo yan. She will join us today to talk about her very first composition at the age of 18. And her latest one, para naman po sa mga kababayan nating frontliner, ang awiting When You See the Rainbow. At para sa atin pong Philcom Connect, balik tayo sa Israel.
Yes, dahil sa pangalawang national lockdown doon at para kumustahin ang mga kababayan natin na nawalan ng trabaho at ang mga tinamaan ng COVID-19, makakasama natin ang isang opisyal ng embahada at isang Philcom leader. Maganda po ang magiging talakayan natin.
Yes, Jean, pero bago ako magpatuloy, kumusta naman dahil itong live streaming na ito, ginagawa mo yan sa Espanya. Kumusta ang weather dyan?
Okay naman. Actually, medyo mainit pa rin dito. So, nag-worry kasi baka malamig na dahil October na. But yesterday was 29 degrees centigrade.
Oh, wow.
So, and at least medyo naaayos na konti itong tinutuluyan namin. So hopefully ready na siya pang retirement eventually.
Oh my goodness, wag na munang retirement. Marami pa tayong gagawin. Marami pa tayong project. Anyway, wag na po nating patagalin. Narito na po ang ating first segment, Stories Behind the Songs. So I'm proud to have on the show today our behind-the-scenes gem, our very own associate producer, Jay Montelibano-McLeod. Hi, Jay. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Rose. How are you? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be here today, finally. Usually, gusto ko lang sabihin sa lahat ng mga nanonood, ako po yung sumasagot sa mga message ninyo pag live. So, thank you so much, Rose, for suggesting for me to come in the show today. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, we're just waiting for that right opportunity to introduce you. Kasi although we show you mga behind-the-scenes photos natin, we'd like to have you on the show because you have a very special project. But we will talk about that much later. Gusto ko munang i-share sa kanila, siguro yung mga kaibigan mo, pamilya mo, and a lot of your network in the Philippines, alam na nila ito. But mga kapamilya, mga kaibigan, mga nanonood ng JUANEUKONEK, did you know na ito pong si Jay Montelibano-McLeod ay isang sikat na composer. Kinumpos lang naman niya itong kanta na alam natin. I'm sure you can sing this song with me. I've fallen for
Let's sing the refrain, Rose. 1, 2, 3.
I've
Fallen for you. Okay, actually, Rose, gusto ko ngang ikwento yan sa mga nanonood sa atin kasi not a lot of people know the behind-the-scenes story behind that song. So wala.
So you can finally tell us. Okay, go ahead.
So wala po akong formal training in music. Nag-aral lang ako ng konting piano nung bata ako. But other than that, wala talaga. I've never composed a song, never. Tapos, syempre, nung college tayo sa University of the Philippines, biglang nagkaroon ako ng mega crush. And this guy doesn't even know at that time na sobrang na-in-love na ako sa kanya. And one time, I came home, I sat in front of the piano, and I'm not kidding, Rose, within 15 minutes, I had written the lyrics and the melody of I've Fallen For You. Kung matatandaan niyo po, ang I've Fallen For You is a very simple song. 4 lang po ang chords niyan. So pag upo ko sa piano, 15 minutes, what is this I'm feeling? I just can't explain. Ganon! Talagang ano po yan. Tapos ang isa pang trivia, Rose, is that song was originally supposed to be sung by Joey Albert.
Okay.
Pero bigla silang nag-break ng kanyang boyfriend na arranger na si Louie Ocampo. Kaya luckily, I was able to get Jamie Rivera to record it. And it became a hit. It became the most requested song in 1989, if I'm not mistaken. Although I wrote the song in 1986. And ever since then, ang passion ko talaga, Rose, nakakasulat ako ng kanta pag feel ko talaga, pag inspired. Kaya hindi ako talaga nagkarera sa music kasi hindi ako pwede sumulat kung hindi ako inspired. Like yung ibang professional, kahit anong music pwede nalang isulat. Ako, kailangan talaga feel na feel ko yung kanta. So,
okay.
Story behind I'm Fallen For You.
You know what they say, yung mga musician or yung composer, meron silang sapi. You know the word sapi? It's like it's like they're possessed. Kailangan they're possessed by something. You know, they have to feel it. They have to be in a certain mood. So ganun ka rin pala.
You have to be overcome with emotion. And I don't know actually, Rose, at what point in the segment you wanted to talk about it too, but because this is also what happened when I wrote Juan Konek theme song. Kasi talagang feel na feel ko yung ating project. So,
okay, so but before we go to that, I'd like to ask you, that guy that you know, you were
yung inspiration.
Your inspiration in the song, nalaman ba niya na you wrote a song for him?
Oo, nako, he found out tapos naka-graduate ng college. Sabi ko sa kanya, hindi mo talaga alam na ikaw yung pinagsusulat ko doon? Tapos sabi niya, alam mo, Jay, hindi ko talaga alam. So up to this very day, we are actually very good friends and we can talk about it. Linoloko ko nga siya, sabi ko, oy ano yan claim to fame mo yan. So it was a very, very nice, and I always tell my daughter, because my daughter is 19 now, I always tell her, you know, unrequited, innocent love is really so special. Wala akong hininging kapalit, wala akong iniisip, gusto ko lang talaga isulat na ito pala yung feeling pag na-in-love ka. Kaya Rose, I think the reason na naging hit siya, marami talagang naka-identify.
Yes, maraming naka-relate. Yun naman,
yung song nila.
yes, yun naman talaga yung essence ng song, di ba? You know, people sing it because they can relate to the lyrics, to the music. So meron siyang connect. Like
yes,
one
and
connect.
Exactly. And to be fair, baka kasi magtampo yung asawa ko, Rose. Sasabihin ko lang na actually, compose din ako ng song sa wedding namin. Kaya lang tingin ko masyado siyang masaya. Kaya hindi siya naging pang commercial. Kasi yung I've Fallen For You, may hugot talaga.
Yes. So
That's the reason.
Para kung si Adele, di ba? Yung mga hit niya.
Yung mga heartbreak. Yeah.
Heartbreak. And I think at some point she said na ayaw na niya magsulat ng heartbreak song. That's the end of it. Pero, mayroon na naman siyang another heartbreak. So,
Yes.
But, you know, yung isa case mo naman, Jay, so what happened? So, after that, You wrote a song, it became a hit, and then nag-asawa ka na.
Yes, alam mo, Rose, in between I've Fallen For You hanggang sa ngayon, marami akong na-compose. Like, unfortunately, yung aking kapatid, yung sister ko, lost a baby at some stage in her life, and I wrote a song for that occasion. I wrote a song for my wedding. Same thing as I told you, the day after I met my husband, sinulat ko yung kantang yan. So talagang inspired. Tapos I wrote a song din pag may mga special occasion, may mga birthday, ganyan. But I have to admit that, you know, your life takes over and then you get busy, you have kids, your husband, your work. So actually, you're correct in saying that maybe JUANEUKONEK also brought back sort of my songwriting, talent, because I never really had the responsibility to have to write something. But nung na-meet kita, at yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon, nung bago ko sumali sa JUANEUKONEK, the only thing you said to me was, Jay, I need 2 things from you. One is the JUANEUKONEK theme song, and another one is for you to help me with the show. So sabi ko, wow, this is a great opportunity, something I'm passionate about. Tapos mag-compose ako ulit. So yan I thank you for that, Rose, kasi talagang gusto ko rin pala sabihin, ngayon nandito tayo sa part na to, gusto ko i-share sa mga kababayan natin na alam nyo guys, matagal ko nang pinapangarap na magkaroon ng opportunity to really help our overseas Filipinos community. Pero because of a dear friend of ours, ibanggitin natin yung pangalan niya, Rose, kasi manonood siya, si Bettina Walsh. Nag-interview sa amin ni Rose.
Yeah, for linking us together. And I also remember that very first meeting with you. And I said, you know, because we used to live in Battersea. So my daughter went to school in Sloane Square. And sabi ko, mag-meet tayo sa isang mall doon. Because I usually wait for her, have coffee there. And then that's the time we had a long chat. And you told me, wala kasing magazine show about the Filipino diaspora in Europe. I said, no, you're wrong. You didn't do your research. I said, there was. Pero, na-stop na siya. And I want it back. Kasi yung boss ko, si Danny Buenafe, kasama ko dun sa show, ay nag-retire na rin. And then, medyo lumaki na yung anak ko. And I said, I think it's time to regroup. And if you would like to join our team, this is what you have to do. Compose us.
Yes.
Ano ba yan?
Nagulat ako. And actually, nung sinabi mo nga yun, Rose, remember, sabi ko sa'yo, nako, Rose, hindi ako makakapag-commit, kailan ko magbibigay sa'yo. But because I was so inspired by our first meeting, I think, if I'm not mistaken, nasa shower pa ako niyan, nung pinadala mo sa akin yung tagline ng original JUANEUKONEK when you started it with Danny Bonafe and Jean Alcantara, na Juan, saan ka man dali ng kapalaran, parang sabi ko, ang ganda nito. Alam mo, pumasok agad sa isip ko, Juan, saan ka man dalhin ng kapalaran. Yun talaga, as in, instantly nasa isip ko siya, ayan na, sinulat ko na siya, tapos na-text ko siya.
Yes ka na.
Oo, mga 3 nights yata yun, dear. I finished the song. And then, this would be a good opportunity for me to also share with our kababayans because I really, really want to mention him very specifically. Si Richie Ramos, who arranged the song. Alam mo, ang isa ko pa kasing disadvantage, Rose, because I don't have formal training in music. When I write a song, I can't actually arrange it. I don't write on sheet music. I can't, put it on keyboards or anything. So, record ko lang siya sa phone ko, yung aking boses, yung song mismo, and Richie put the music into it. And then we connected with Maria Larocco, who was at that time a contestant also. Remind me, Rose, which, was it The Voice or?
No, I think BGT.
Britain's Got Talent ba yun?
Yes. Yeah.
One of the competitions.
Let me check on that.
Check natin yan. Ako,
Maria, thank you so much for singing the song for us.
Yes.
And then Jay Montelibano-McLeod for for writing the lyrics, and si Richie naman for arranging
it. Oo.
arranging it. So parang fall into place when we
Fall into place. Tapos talagang ang pinaka-ano ko doon yung, di ba sa refrain natin, yung ang galing mo, isigaw sa mundo. Gusto ko talagang sabihin sa mga tao na ang galing-galing ng Pilipino. Kahit saan tayo pumunta, guys, kaya natin at ang whatever ibigay sa atin ng kapalaran. So, I'm so happy na yon. Nag-join ako ng JUANEUKONEK team. Naging partner kami ni Rose in terms of trying to get everything back on its feet. And then, of course, with Jean, Crystal, Kiara, 30, tapos lahat ng tumulong sa atin, tapos yung production team natin sa Manila. So, I'd like to take this opportunity to say to everybody na I'm so proud na part ako nitong family na ito. Salamat!
And we are also very, we're blessed because you are not expecting anything in return. It's really labor of love. Yan po mga kababayan. Itong ginagawa namin na ito ay para po sa pagsiservisyo sa mga kababayan natin because Jay and I, we agreed na kailangan marinig ang kwento ng mga kababayan nating Filipino, lalong-lalo na yung kwento sa Europa kasi nga walang gaanong platform for this. At we wanted it in a long format, hindi lang sa news yung napapanood ninyo sa the Filipino channel where I also report, pero yung mas mahaba para mas maintindihan natin yung kwento nila. Pero Jay, babalikan ko lang muna. Ano ba yung nagdala sa'yo dito sa UK? Because we always ask our subject, our interviewees, paano kayo napunta sa Europa? What about you?
Nako, dear, isa pa yung kwento. I'll try to make it short. I'm always looking at the time. Alam mo naman tayo, dear. We're associate producer, kaya ayaw ko mag-overtime. But thank you for asking that question. So, basically, talagang never in my life inisip ko na makakapang-asawa ko ng hindi Pinoy, sa totoo lang. Lahat talaga ng mga ex-boyfriend, hindi naman sila madami, pero talagang, soft spot ko yan, Filipino, Ilonggo, yan. Tapos, ayan, talagang dilala ko ng tadhana na ang aking naging kabiyak. And I'd like to say special hello kasi nanonood siya from Bahrain.
Hello!
Hello, Neil. Oo, so si Neil McLeod, na-meet ko siya sa Sri Lanka when I was working, tapos nagta-travel kami. So, hindi ko na yun sasabihin yung story, pero yun ang nagdala sa akin dito. So, we were very lucky na nakatira kami sa Singapore, sa Sri Lanka, tsaka sa Philippines. Tapos, itong last 8 years, dito na kami nakabase sa UK. So, si Neil kasi really wants our 2 kids. So, yung dalawa kong anak, 17 tsaka 19, he wanted them to have British education. So, 8 years ago, we decided it's time. Hindi na tayo pwede palipat-lipat. Let's go to UK. And then, Rose, I'd also like to take advantage of this opportunity because I would not be able to do my JUANEUKONEK participation without the support of my boss in We Connect International. Yun kasi yung aking day job. Alam mo naman, dear, we need to earn a living. So, We Connect International is one of our biggest supporters as well. Kahit hindi sila nagtatagalog, nanonood yan sa And
Thank you po.
Yes, and I just and Rose, kung if you will allow me just one little sentence about We Connect International. Sa lahat po ng mga female na owner ng mga businesses ninyo, please go to the website weconnectinternational.org kasi pwede po kayong mag-register for free ng inyong business. So yan lang yung maliit kong plug. But yeah, so to answer your question, Rose, yan ang nagdala sa akin dito sa UK. I'm very happy living here. Siyempre, miss na miss ko yung pamilya ko. Nako, Chad, kailangan ilagay mo din yung photo ng aking pamilya sa Pilipinas kasi yung nanay ko nanonood.
Yes, your mom is always watching. Maraming salamat.
Napakalaking support. I don't wanna, nako, baka mamaya maiyak naman ako kasi miss na miss ko yung nanay ko. But yeah, she's really, love na love ko yung aking Philippines family. But alam mo na, dala tayo ng tadhana, dito tayo sa UK ngayon habang nandito mga bata. And I'm very happy that I'm able to help the Filipino community in a different country.
So now let's talk about your new project because we have to give you credit for this project kasi ginawa mo siya on your own. Although we're helping you to promote it para maparating sa mga kababayan natin, but talaga, Jay, ikaw lang ang gumawa nito. You wrote a song and also you were the one overseeing the production. Syempre malaking bagay yung sa trabaho natin dito is importante yung research. So tell us, ano tong bagong project na ito and why did you have to do this?
Yes, thank you, Rose. So again, mga kababayan, gusto ko pong i-explain itong ginawa ko. Ang song ay titled When We See the Rainbow. So alam niyo po nung March hanggang March, April, May, halos every week yan naririnig natin, nakikita natin sa news, paakyat yung deaths dito sa UK. But what was so really heartbreaking for me was I would hear every week a different Filipino frontliner passing away. And as I told you, Rose, it comes to me anytime, no? So nagda-drive ako noon, tapos tamang-tama, merong nag-announce sa radio ng bagong numbers, how many na naman namatay, tapos may minention ng mga name. Tapos naisip ko, alam mo, hindi sila number, mga tao itong namamatay. And lalo na yung mga ating kababayan. So yung umpisa ng kanta ko, remember their names, their faces, don't forget. Sabi ko talagang kailangan nating makilala sila. Tao tong mga to.
Yeah.
So I wrote this song, Rose, in June. This was at the height of the pandemic. And when I wrote the song, I felt na it couldn't just be a song. It had to be a song and a video, because how can you actually remember their faces if you don't see them?
Yeah.
So what started my journey was, so I think our co-presenter, Jean Alcantara, had an initial list of deaths.
And the Philippine Embassy as well.
And the Philippine Embassy, but I will have to credit Francis Fernando because he had a more comprehensive list and he actually really helped me as I went along.
Yes.
Maraming Rose na pamilya na kinontak ko through Facebook, through email, through chat, lahat. Maraming hindi sumasagot and I had to get Francis to refer me to other people. And if you'll allow me, Rose, I just wanted to share sana 2 lang naman, just an idea of the kind of conversations I had with these families. So yung isa, and I'd like to say hello to her kasi I'm gonna send her this link also, si Gina, who is the mother of our youngest, unfortunately, hero, si John Alagos.
Yes, si Juan. He's one of the first who actually died.
Yes. So when I was messaging with Gina, she was saying that, John died in her arms. And that really, really, Rose, dear, we're both mothers. And it really hit a chord in my heart. And I really vowed to myself na whatever happens, tatapusin ko tong video na ito. At yung isa naman na gusto ko rin i-share, si Remigio Cabansag naman na yung pinakamatanda sa mga namatay. Family niya sa Philippines, Rose, nalaman nila about the death of Remigio through social media, dear. So, masakit talaga. So, habang kinakausap ko sila, syempre may konting iyakan, may konting dyan, pero it really made me more inspired na gusto ko talaga, hindi lang ng mga Pilipino, but actually, dear, I've been sharing this video with my British friends because gusto ko talagang malaman nila na, and in my refrain, it says, they gave their lives so we can carry on. Para dun ho sa mga hindi familiar sa saying na keep calm and carry on, yan po ang battle cry ng British people. So itong mga namatay na Pilipino, they died so the British people can carry on. Gusto ko kasi hindi lang tayong mga Filipinos ang kailangan mag-remember sa kanila. Kailangan first and foremost the British public, second the whole world. So yun, Rose, yun ang naging journey ko and I'm so happy na na-complete ko siya. And kaya mamaya pag ipapalabas natin at mapapanood ng mga manonood natin, yun lang po ang gusto ko sanang i-request sa inyo ay paki-share lang po talaga kasi talagang gusto kong makita ito ng lahat ng tao na para malaman nila na kung ano yung sacrifice na binigay nitong mga kababayan natin.
And so, I think tama lang sa pagkakataong ito that we listen to the song and also let's watch this.
Remember their names, their faces, don't forget. Things will never be the same. Together we must honor them. They gave their lives so we can carry on. We owe it to them to be better, to be kinder to each other. And as the storm subsides and we can see the rainbow, say a prayer, whisper thanks, each of them a hero. The pain their families feel, broken hearts in time must heal. And until then, do what we can, help them learn to smile again. They gave their lives so we can carry on. We owe it to them to work harder, to be there for one another. And as the storm subsides and we can see the rainbow, say a prayer, whisper thanks, each of them a hero. In our darkest moments, they have pulled us through. As they rest, it is now up to me and you to never let their memory fade away. In our hearts they'll stay, may they guide our way as we face a brighter day. They gave their lives so we can carry on. We owe it to them to be better, to be kinder to each other. And as the storm subsides and we can see the rainbow, say a prayer, whisper thanks, each of them a hero. Moments they have pulled us through. As they rest, it is now up to me and you to never let their memory fade away. In our hearts they'll stay, may they guide our way as we face a brighter day. They gave their lives so we can carry on. We owe it to them to work harder, show compassion to each other. And as the storm subsides and we can see the rainbow, say a prayer, whisper thanks, each of them a hero. Never let their memory fade away. In our hearts they'll stay. Let them lead the way till we meet again someday. And as the storm subsides and we can see the rainbow, say a prayer, whisper thanks, each of them a hero. Each of them a hero. Each of them a hero.
What a beautiful song, Jay. Congratulations at maraming salamat sa'yo. Now, tell us naman ano yung parting message mo, and then maybe you can also include yung mga taong tumulong sa'yo para buuin itong song na to.
Thank you, Rose. So salamat ulit sa JUANEUKONEK family ko for giving me this platform to showcase this tribute para po maraming makapanood. So salamat unang-una kay Richie Ramos for arranging the music. Salamat, Richie. Ang ganda ng arrangement. And I would like to acknowledge Uberfuse. Again, Rose, because of you, na-meet natin ang Uberfuse at sila ay nagbigay ng kanilang panahon para tulungan ako to record this song in their studio and mix it. So Uberfuse, thank you very much. Tapos si Denmark Alejandro po, nako ang part ng ating production team din, ang gumawa ng editing ng video ng mga beautiful photos at yung kanyang effects. Salamat, Denmark. At nako, ito special to kasi ito yung gumagawa ng live stream natin every Sunday. Gusto ko rin pasalamatan si Chad Solis kasi si Chad, siya ang gumawa ng cover artwork para sa YouTube. Siya ang nag-upload. Diyos ko, nag-message kami hanggang midnight para mag-upload on time sa aking birthday. At Rose, wag natin kalimutan, happy birthday kay Denmark Alejandro.
Happy birthday, Denmark. At saka kailangan talaga parang Cinderella, no? Mai-upload siya on your birthday.
On my birthday, yan talaga ang hiningi ko kay Chad. Sabi ko, Chad, kailangan pag midnight ng aking birthday sa UK, naka-upload. So salamat, Chad. And thank you for always helping us dito sa live. So Rose, my parting message is, unang-una gusto ko magpasalamat sa iyo kasi lagi tayong magkasama ng internal, pero gusto kong i-shout sa buong mundo, si Miss Rose Eclarinal po, ang passion na nakikita ninyo, ibang klase. So naaano lang kami na parang nalilid lang kami to follow her footsteps. So thank you so much, Rose. Thank you to my JUANEUKONEK family. So you know who you are, lahat kayo. And and of course, nako yun, nasabi ko na naman yung pamilya ko, no? Thank you po, my family. And mga kababayan, please share this video. I want as many people to be able to really remember our kababayans. Thank you for the opportunity, Rose. And enjoy the rest of the show po. Salamat po.
Now you have to go back to working and answer.
Yes, I have to answer the messages.
Maraming salamat, Jay Montelibano-McLeod. Ikaw ang aming star behind the scenes. Salamat at magbabalik po ang JUANEUKONEK.
Bye.
Hi! Nagbabalik po kayo sa JUANEUKONEK. Live pa rin po tayo. At makakasama po natin for the first time para sagutin ang mga tanong tungkol sa kalagayan po ng ating mga kababayan na nasa ilalim po ng lockdown, national lockdown sa bansang Israel. Makakasama po natin ang nag-iisang Consul General Randy Arquiza. Sir, magandang hapon. Welcome to JUANEUKONEK.
Magandang hapon, Rose.
Hello, Consul General.
Hi sir, magandang hapon. Thank you for joining us. Jean, sino pa yung isa nating makakasama ngayong hapon?
Okay,
Yes.
At nagbabalik sa JUANEUKONEK ang babaeng walang pahinga sa pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan, may pandemic man o wala. Ang Kalahi President, si Lourdes, Levi.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
Hello,
magandang gabi
hapon
sa Pilipinas.
Hi,
Magandang
Lourdes.
araw po.
Hello, magandang araw po sa inyo, si Miss Lourdes Levi. Maraming salamat sir and Miss Lourdes sa pagbibigay po ninyo ng pagkakataon sa amin na makasama kayo muli dito sa show. Si Consul, this is his first time. Sir, ito ang mainit kasing usapin ngayon. Meron na pong 1,405 deaths because of COVID-19 sa Israel at more than 215,000 confirmed cases. And with a record of 8,000 daily new cases sa Israel. Kaya po, nasa national lockdown uli sa pangalawang pagkakataon ang Israel. So, kumusta po ang kababayan, mga kababayan po natin dyan?
Ay, nakamute po.
Sir, hindi po namin kayo marinig. Nakamute po kayo. Have to unmute, yes.
Yeah. So
yes,
I can be heard.
Thank you po.
So,
Yes.
maraming salamat po. So as of now, actually, there are almost 290,000 cases here and more than almost 2,000 deaths. But as of now, the Philippine community is doing well.
Umakyat na siya, guys.
Can you hear me well? Yes. Yes. So
Yes.
regarding the Philippine community, the Philippine Embassy is coordinating with them. As you know, this is the second national lockdown. It actually started September 18. Today, ngayon sana tatapos yung lockdown, but it has been extended to 2 days from now, Tuesday po. So actually, to give you a background, the first lockdown was in March, but the embassy reopened in April. So until now, bukas po ang embahada, and kaya starting April, ang embahada po ay nagkaroon ng phone brigade. Kaya tinatawagan po namin lahat ng mga members of the Filipino community, kinukumusta po namin sila, at kung may mga, kaya nalaman namin yung mga nangangailangan, yung mga distressed Filipinos, so binibigyan natin ito ng tulong sa pamamagitan ng distribution of food packs. Kaya nag-distribute po ang Philippine Embassy, at least kasabay katulong din namin ang mga ibang organisasyon gaya ni Miss Lourdes Levi ng Kalahi sa pag-distribute sa different churches around Israel and Tel Aviv and the different cities. And during the first lockdown po, the embassy requested the Population and Immigration Authority, ito yung tinatawag na PIBA, to request for humanitarian consideration po. Kasi lalo na sa mga illegal Filipinos who are staying here to be able to come to the embassy. And it was granted by PIBA. And not only that, PIBA made an automatic extension sa mga visa po na expiring. Kaya until now, for the second time, for the second lockdown, the embassy also requested PIBA for another consideration, and it was also granted. So lahat po ng mga visa na Pilipino na expiring September 25 pataas ay granted po ng automatic extension until November 30 po. Kaya sa first lockdown din, the embassy started, aside from giving food packs, as you know, as of now, there are 76 cases na po ng Filipinos na infected with the virus, with 62 po ang nakapag-recover, and sad to say may one death. But through the embassy's efforts, a lot of OWA, which gave financial assistance to these patients through the giving of medicines, surgical face masks, gloves, and financial assistance and transportation assistance. Likewise, also through DOLE, AKAP po, binibigyan po ng assistance ating mga kababayan. So we still continue coordinating with the Filipino communities, the members of the Filipino community, lalo na ngayon, since it's the second lockdown, we are still open. The embassy is open for emergency cases, lalo na for this second lockdown. As you know, since March kasi, all Filipinos wanting to go home stranded po, so they could not go out. So that's why for 6 months, March until October, wala pong nakauwi. But through the coordination and facilitation with PIBA again, which they have this voluntary repatriation program po ng PIBA. So they, aside from, hindi po sila, they cannot be arrested or detained, they issue free plane tickets for the Philippines. And sa tulong din ng iba't ibang mga organisasyon ng mga Pilipino dito sa SF, gaya rin sa Kalahi. So last October 1 and October 5, there were 2 repatriation flights for Filipinos, around 90 that went back to the Philippines. So, and the embassy was also open regarding the issuance of emergency travel documents, lalong-lalo na po sa mga bata na wala pang mga records. So we issue this emergency travel document po. So thank you.
Okay, so Conjen Randy, so ibig ba sabihin ng lockdown diyan, katulad din ba sa nangyari sa ibang bansa dito sa Europa, hindi ka pwede lumabas kahit mag-shopping man lang o I don't know, punta sa shops?
Yes. Actually,
So,
may diferensya sa dalawang good question po. Yung dalawang lockdown, the first lockdown was more strict, mas strict. Kasi last time you cannot go out of your house 100 meters, more than 100 meters from your house. But for now, you can go out at least 1 kilometer away. But for the second lockdown, pwede po lumabas to buy food, mga grocery. At lalo na pag may emergency na kailangan for medicines, pwede pong lumabas. At you should have an authorized visit. Kung pupunta po kayo sa ibang bahay, they have to check that you have an authority to visit. So pagbili po ng mga gamot, pagkain, pwede lumabas. At saka you can go out within a 1 kilometer radius galing sa mga bahay po. So yun lang ang diferensya sa first lockdown, which was only 100 meters po.
Okay.
Kasi sa UK, sorry, so sa UK meron silang tinatawag na rule of 6, no? Na kung sabay hindi pa naman total lockdown sa UK, sa iba't ibang mga cities lang. Meron din bang ganyan mga rules sa Israel na pag hindi members ng family, kailangan na huwag kayo basta magkikita-kita, kundi pwede kayong ma-fine. Ang pinamalaking fine na nakita namin is 10,000 sa isang kasal na ang daming dumating.
Yes. Dito naman, meron ding fines. As of now, ang penalty is 500 shekels for unauthorized visit. Kung kayo po ay pupunta sa isang bahay na without any reason at nahuli kayo ng pulis, ayun, you'll be fined. And if you are a patient, if you're a COVID patient at lumabas kayo, nakita kayo ng pulis, you will also be fined. It has a bigger penalty, 5,000. Kaya just last Friday, Saturday, 2 days ago, around almost 8,000 people were caught for these violations. At saka, you cannot go to churches, synagogues, na more than 1 kilometer from your house. And strict po sila na kailangan ang gatherings should be, lalo na sa, you're only limited to 20 people, public gathering, and sa loob, only 10 people po. So, sa pagsakay ng taxi, you should only be 1 passenger per taxi, except for kung kailangan mo ng kasama o kailangan ng medical emergency. So, as of now, that is why we also reminded the Filipino community not to come to the embassy, although we are open, we are open, especially baka naman mahuli kayo, they will be fined. But the embassy is still open for emergency cases, for whatever assistance you'd like to request from us.
I see. Okay, so Rose, parang mahirap yata pumunta sa Israel ngayon. Hindi tayo makakabisita.
Jean, kahit saan mahirap pumunta kasi pagbalik mo sa UK, you have the 14-day quarantine, di ba? Pero si Miss, di ba? So Miss Lourdes, gusto po nating malaman, ma'am, ano po ba yung mga tulong na binibigay po ng Kalahi doon sa mga kababayan po natin? Because you mentioned to me na meron po tayong mga kababayang tinutulungan at nasa hotel po sila. Bakit po kailangan mag-hotel sila? Ano po ang sitwasyon sa Israel? Why do they have to be transferred to another place? Dahil po ba yan sa kanilang trabaho?
Ganito po kasi Miss Rose ang sitwasyon. Kailangan nilang, kung halimbawa, ang isang, first of all, I need to introduce myself as a BACC chairman, Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption, and also the president of Kalahi. Yes. So,
Ay, congratulations. So mula po na interview namin kayo na po ay naging chairman din po ng BACC Israel.
Yes, Israel chapter po, Miss Rose.
Okay.
So, ganito po ang sitwasyon natin. Pagka ang Pilipino po ay nahawa sa amo niya, kailangan po natin siyang i-connect sa health insurance niya at saka sa agency niya. And then, kung ang pangangailangan naman po ay emergency, ako na po mismo ang tumatawag sa MADA. Ibig sabihin po ng MADA ay Magenda Bid Adom na ambulance. Pagdating po doon sa ambulance, ipapadala natin sa ospital. Mula po sa ospital, ipapadala po nila sa hotel. Kasi po, ang mangyayari, kung babalik sila doon sa amo nila na positive, okay, pagtatrabahuhin po sila. So, hindi po sila mapapahinga. So, may sakit yung amo, may sakit din po yung caregiver. So, kailangan po nila na mahinga din. So, ililipat po natin sa hotel. May insurance po o walang insurance, pwede pong dalhin sa hotel. Yun po ang patakaran ng Ministry of Health. Kailangan lang po natin i-coordinate sa Magenda Bid Adom, sa Red Cross, at saka po sa Ministry of Health, sa insurance nila, at saka po sa agency nila. So lahat po ng iyon, ginagawa po namin ng OWA officer. Kahit hating gabi, kahit umaga, kung may tumawag po sa amin, direkta na po namin pinadadala ng ambulance at ikinukonek po. Usually po kasi ang ating mga Pinoy, hindi po nila alam yung mga sistema at yung iba po naman ay hindi nakakapagsalita ng fluent na Hebrew. So ang ginagawa ko po, ako na po yung umaayos ng lahat ng connection.
I see. Lourdes, maganda yung ginagawa niyo para sa mga kababayan natin. Ano? Pero ang question ko lang is, paano kung walang visa yung kababayan natin na nagkasakit? May bibigay din ba yung ganung benefits na dadalhin sa hotel?
Opo. Opo, sir. Sir Jean, ang lahat po ng mga workers dito, may visa at walang visa, may karapatan po na magamot.
I see. That's good.
Actually, meron po kami dyan sa hotel na talagang magdamag kung tinabaho kasi nga unang-una, mahirap lang po talagang ipasok yung walang visa. Unang-una, pulis po ang kailangan magdala. So, ang nangyayari po sa amin, pag ikinonect ko sa ambulansya at walang insurance, tatanungin po nung Magenda Bid Adom kung wala pong insurance yan. Ngayon po, ang gagawin nila, tatawag po ng pulis para po yung pulis ang mag-guide po doon sa ospital para po yung pulis ang magpapasok din doon sa hotel. Kasi po kung hindi natin bibigyan ng ganong suporta mula sa pulis, ang ginagawa po nila, ibinabalik po nila doon sa amo or dinadala po nila sa plot. Kaya po ang nangyayari, may nahahawa pang iba. So kailangan po natin talagang i-monitor kung paano ang sistema kasi po yung ibang kababayan natin hindi alam ang sistema.
Okay.
So kay Conjen Randy, question ko lang, no, kasi alam ba sa UK alam ko meron silang refuge, no, ang embassy. Sa Italy meron din, sa ibang bansa sa Europa. Ang embahada ba ng Israel may balak na magtayo ng ganyan para sa mga kababayan natin?
Well, kasi as of now nga, wala pa kaming shelter, but it's been under review and being studied, yes. So, it's being under careful study naman po. So, hopefully, we can have this maybe in the future.
I see. So sa ngayon ang inaasahan ng embassy ang yung mga hotel na provided ng Ministry of Health.
Yes, yes. Kasi
I
po,
see.
they don't segregate whether you have visa or wala. They extend help for all, especially if you're a COVID patient po.
Yeah. Pero kung gumaling naman, siguro Lourdes can answer this, no? Kung gumaling na yung may COVID or whatever, hindi ba delikado na sila? Kasi gumaling na nga, hindi ba pwedeng, I don't know, may risk ba na dakpin sila? Di ba, Rose?
Ay, hindi naman po, sir. Kasi ganito ang nangyayari dyan. Bago naman sila lumabas ng hotel, nakaka 3 times po sila ng swab test. Sinuswab test po nila. Pagka po nakatatlo ka ng swab test at puro negative, papalabasin na po kayo. So, safe na po yun.
Okay.
I see. Hindi, ibig sabihin, ibig sabihin, kung walang visa yung tao, tas dinala ng pulis dyan sa hotel, gumaling na siya, paano yung sitwasyon niya ngayon?
Ay, wala po, Sir Jean, na pakailam ang National Police sa immigration. Iba po yung batas ng immigration, iba batas ng National Police. Kahit po wala silang visa, hindi po sila delikado. Wala pong pakailam ang National Police doon sa immigration. Kaya ngayon minsan, ang kinakatakot ng ating mga, meron pong na-infected na dalawa, ayaw niyang sumama sa pulis para pumunta sa hotel. Ang ginawa niya, umuwi sa flat. So, nagalit po ako dahil nahawahan niya yung mga kasamahan niya doon. Doon siya umuwi. Sabi ko, walang problema, walang koneksyon ng police na immigration at ang national police. May visa ka o wala. Ang inuuna natin, bigyan kayo ng treatment. Ang mabigyan kayo ng treatment. Hindi nila inuusisa kung may visa ka, kung wala ka, iko-connect ka sa immigration. Hindi po ganon. Mahigpit po dito ang human rights law. Kung kayo po ay may sakit, uunahin po natin ang treatment ng sakit, hindi po yan case ng immigration.
Correct. Salamat po. Thank you for clarifying. Kasi Jean, magandang usapin ito dahil sa buong Europa, if you will remember, pinag-usapan din yan ng isa nating kababayan at binanggit din nga niya na kahit sa Italy, sa France, and I think dito sa UK ay medyo maluwag yung pagtrato nila sa mga undocumented dahil nga may pandemya. So, it's good to hear na ganyan din po ang sitwasyon dyan sa Israel. Sir, Conjen, ilan po ang bilang ng mga Filipinos dyan sa Israel na nagtatrabaho po, yung mga contract workers natin?
Yes. As of now, there are around almost 30,000 Filipinos here, around 29,700 Filipinos, and around 22,000 are workers. Yes, they are actually more on the caregiving sector. Yes, because Israel is more geared towards the market para po sa mga caregivers. And if I may add din pala kanina regarding that question, Rose and Mr. Jean, regarding the Filipinos, especially undocumented po, especially during this lockdown period po, may humanitarian consideration po yung iba. So, walang hinuhuli, which was the bigger issue, remember, during our interview last year.
Yes, that's true.
There's no arrest or detention. And also, for those with expiring visas, lalo na yung September 25, nag-expire po ng mga visas, may automatic extension ang binigay po ng PIBA until November 30 po. And also, they can also come here to the embassy if they need to for any emergency cases po. So both sa dalawang lockdown, sa first lockdown and for the second lockdown po.
Okay.
Ang ganda naman kasi, di ba Rose, yung mga kasama nating sa Paris, kinuwento nila na actually sa France, ang pagiging illegal migrant ay hindi krimen. So ang isang undocumented, hindi nila ginagalaw doon. So I guess maganda kasi kung ginagaya rin ng Israel, no? Pero ang tanong ko lang, ano bang latest update naman mula sa government ng Pilipinas tungkol sa pagtulong sa mga kababayan natin na naaapektuhan ng COVID-19? Kasi alam ko, di ba nagkaroon ng AKAP, yung 10,000 peso assistance. Tapos alam ko yung mga consulates nagbibigay sila na yung katulad ng sinabi mo, Conjen, na nagbibigay kayo ng mga pagkain, package, ganyan. So ano yung latest na tulong na maaasahan mula sa Pilipinas?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Jean. So as of now, since March, we still continue. So patuloy po yung pagbibigay po ng mga food packs, especially sa mga kababayan natin in distress. And also regarding the COVID patients, lalo na yung mga may sakit, nagbibigay po through OWA ng financial assistance and by giving medicines, multivitamins, surgical masks, gloves, not only for the COVID patients, actually, also for the other members of the Filipino community. So aside from OWA po, we also have this Dole AKAP. So Dole AKAP is also being instituted here. So there are already more than 700 beneficiaries of Dole AKAP here in Israel po. And then we also facilitate, especially for the repatriation of Filipinos, regarding the quarantine and testing procedures upon arrival in Manila. So starting from here, we facilitate and get the list of Filipinos requesting for assistance and brief them regarding their quarantine procedures, and once they return back to the Philippines, kung ano yung mga they can request or avail of any assistance from the government. So dito pa, before they leave for the airport, we give them an overview. And we still continue to coordinate with them regarding for whatever assistance na kailangan nila.
Ang tanong ko lang, Jean.
Sige.
Ang tanong ko lang, ano po, Miss Lourdes, ano po yung impact ng second lockdown sa trabaho ng mga kababayan natin? Kasi, as also mentioned by Conjen, ay maraming mga kababayan natin ang nagtatrabaho po bilang domestic at saka po yung carer dyan po sa Italy. So kung lockdown po, may trabaho pa rin ho ba sila?
Karaniwan po sa kanila, may mga trabaho at may mga sulat po mula sa amo na pwede silang magtrabaho. Kailangan lang po may dala silang sulat na sila ay pinapayagang magtrabaho. Kaya po kung halimbawa masitaman sila ng pulis na kung saan sila pupunta, ay pinapakita nila yung letter na nanggaling sa amo nila na sila ay kailangan magtrabaho. So yung pong mga bagay na yon, pinapayagang magtrabaho. Kaya po may mga trabaho yung iba naman po walang trabaho. Kasi yung iba naman ayaw magbigay ng letter, lalo na yung mga illegal, ayaw nilang malagay sila sa delikadong or magkaroon ng conflict na masita sila at malaman na meron silang illegal workers. So yung pong mga merong ID at pwedeng magtrabaho, nakapagtatrabaho po. Yung pong wala at pumapayag naman yung amo, hindi takot sa ganung sitwasyon, nakakapagtrabaho rin po.
And if I may add din po, may mga instances din na they requested to be repatriated na, gusto nang umuwi. So we endorsed them to FIBA para uuwi na. And may mga ticket na, binili na, may schedule for going home. Eh nakakita ng trabaho. So tumawag ulit sa embassy na, ayaw po namin umuwi muna, trabaho muna. So we have to go FIBA.
That's true, sir. That's true. We have 210 registered na magpa-flight na sana. Tapos nakakita sila ng trabaho at marami naman talaga na pumapayag sa sitwasyon ngayon pumapayag magtrabaho. So ang nangyayari po ay ina-accept nila yung mga workers. So yung mga workers na yon na nakalaan na mag-fly at nagpa-register para sa voluntary repatriation, nag-back out po. So out of 210, nagkaroon lang po kami ng 99. So nakapag-flight po yun ng October 1 at October 5. So yun po yung in-assist namin ng OWA officer sa airport na meron po kaming 12 na children na talagang one by one na-assist namin doon. At mayroon po kaming mga depressed na pasyente na hinanap din ng mga assistance. At mayroon din po kami mga cancer patient na maganda na ang sitwasyon pero kailangan ng umuwi. So lahat po ng yon ay pinagtulungan namin ng embassy at coordinated po sa embassy ang lahat ng aming ginagawang hakbang sa organisasyon. At ang ating pong OWA officer talaga namang araw at gabi magkasama kami sa mga pagre-rescue ng mga tao.
I see. Actually, mabalik lang ako dun sa sinabi ni Conjen Randy kanina, no? Kasi nagbigay kayo ng stats ng 76 cases na Pinoys na nagka-COVID, pero isa lang yung namatay.
Yes, yes.
Actually, that's for me, that's well, it's not wonderful, but it's staggering kasi dito sa UK, napakarami na namatay. So ano kaya ang kaibahan ng I don't know, hangin ba yan o pagkain o practices sa Israel? Bakit ang mga Pinoy diyan ay hindi basta-basta namamatay, whereas dito sa UK particularly, ang dami nilang sinasabi na reason bakit ang daming namatay dito. So, halimbawa, yung culture natin o yung pagiging takot tumanggi sa boss, hindi tayo assertive, ganon. May ganyan din bang sitwasyon sa Israel?
Well, sa tingin ko naman po ay it's good na itong mga Israel is very fast, quick. Pag alam nila that you're infected and you're positive, mabilis may mga responding mga agencies or they need you to be checked na sa mga different centers. So kaya for a long time, for the first 4 months, puro infected lang, no fatality. It only happened last August when the lone fatality nangyari. So I don't know, maybe another reason could also be just like the longevity factor ng mga Israeli po, di ba? They live long kasi tatanungin mo po yung mga caregivers, ilang taon po yung binabantay niyo po? Ang sagot palagi, 85, 95, 107. So there must be
112,
something maybe
104, 106.
Yeah. Maybe the Mediterranean diet po. Plus of course the walang segregation, walang difference po for the Israeli government whether you're undocumented or documented, as long if you have been infected with COVID, you should be treated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rose?
Can you hear yan? Miss Levi, kasi gusto nating malaman, yung mga kababayan po nating Filipino na nangangailangan po ng tulong, saan po sila pwedeng dumulog? Alam naman po natin na marami nga yung mga undocumented dyan, tapos may notion na baka kung undocumented sila, hindi sila pwedeng dalhin sa hotel o hospital. So, ano po yung first point na dapat nilang gawin?
Kagaya po ng ginagawa namin, pinopost ko kung ano ang dapat nilang gawin. But mostly, tumatawag po sa embassy, tumatawag sa akin. So, ang nangyayari po dyan, binibigyan namin sila ng instruction kung ano dapat gawin. Kung hindi nila alam, tatawag po sila sa amin. Nakapost po yan sa page namin. So, usually, naghalili lang kami ni Mama Owa, tumatawag sa kanya, tumatawag sa akin, kino-coordinate ko sa kanya, sinasabi niya sa akin. So, naggumawa po ako ng group chat na lahat ng mga infected victim ina-add ko. So, nagkakaroon kami dyan ng counseling at saka yung pong isinyer sa akin ng pinsan ko na nasa New York na natural herbal medicine ang aking ina-approach sa kanila. Actually, wala pong binibigay na gamot dito. Okay? Pag po ang nasa Pinoy ay nasa hotel na, ang mga officer ko at mga frontliner nag-i-start na po silang mag-chop-chop ng lemon, sibuyas, ginger, and honey. So, ang ating officer at tiga-supply ng aming mga ginger at saka mga kailangan para dun sa natural medicine. So, wow.
Parang na-disconnect si Miss Levi, si Miss Lourdes.
Wait lang po.
Okay. So tanong ko lang kay Conjen habang nag-aayos si Lourdes, no? Sir, bukas ang embassy, pero may lockdown, so people cannot really go there. Ang alam ko dito sa UK, meron silang appointment system, but wala naman lockdown. So, paano pupunta diyan yung mga ordinary Pinoys kung may risk sila na baka mahuli?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Jean. So as of now, if, we open Sunday po to Thursday. So we still receive, may mga Pilipino po, may mga kababayan po na tayo na pupunta pa rin dito. We issue passport, renew passport, ini-issue po namin yung, nire-release po yung passport, mga renewal of passport, yung mga, especially for travel documents. So even though there's a lockdown, we open, at may mga Pinoy, especially if it's really emergency, they can prove to the official that they are authorized to come to the embassy. So we cater. So siniservisyon po na binibigyan po ng service ang mga Pilipino na pupunta dito. So just today may mga 4. So it's good to be open kasi especially during the repatriation po, yung 2 flights, October 1, October 5, lalo na yung mga babies. Wala po itong mga travel documents, walang records. So we need to issue first yung report of birth, at saka aside from the report of birth, we need also to have this travel document to serve as a passport para pag-uwi sa Pilipinas po. So that's why we remain open for any emergency cases po.
Isa lang po ba yung opisina ng embassy sa...
And as maybe as I may add also regarding Ms. Lord, sinabi kanina,
nawala din. Yan. Sige
yes, if I may continue yung sa sinabi ni Ms. Lourdes Levi, it's good that the Philippine, as we have mentioned in our advisory, the Filipino community should inform the embassy.
Okay, Bumara. So parang sinasabi ni...
And that's why the leaders.
So Conjen, yung sinasabi nyo, so lang ang opisina ng embassy nasa Tel Aviv lang. So mahalaga ang role ng mga organizations katulad ng Kalahi para maipakalat ang information at para may malapitan ang mga kababayan natin. Para hindi din kayo ma-overwhelm sa embassy.
Yes, I must, yes, maganda at least nakakatulong po sila, lalong-lalo na yung, at least now there are 76 COVID patients. Ang una pong nakakaalam ay yung mga PhilCom, lalo if they are infected, mga taga-Jerusalem. So the PhilCom leaders there inform the embassy, or taga-Elat ba ito. So they inform us that meron pong infected dito. So at least we know so that we can prepare for whatever assistance we can offer to the patient through OWA. We give multivitamins, thermometers, surgical masks, or gloves, and other things, and food assistance. So nagpapasalamat din kami sa lahat ng mga Filipino community organizations, not only for assisting the embassy and also for assisting the kababayans na stranded at saka sa mga Pilipino na nangailangan ng tulong during this lockdown periods, sa dalawang lockdown periods.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so maraming salamat po. I think ay naubos po yung oras natin, but we really appreciate you joining us. Meron po kayong mga parting message or gusto kayong batiin, Ms. Lourdes and Conjen? Go ahead po.
Okay, so on behalf of the ambassador and the rest of my colleagues here in the Philippine Embassy in Israel, I'd like to thank you, Rose, Mr. Jean, and JUANEUKONEK, and to all the viewers and listeners. And I'd like to wish all the members of the Filipino community here in Israel and the whole world, and also to our kababayans back home in the Philippines, to keep safe and stay healthy. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po. Ms. Lourdes?
Ay, nakamute si Ms. Lourdes.
Ms. Lourdes, can you hear us? Ay, nag-freeze na siya. Kanina pa po siya nawawalan, nahihirapan sa connection. But maraming salamat, Ms. Lourdes Levi. So siya po ang presidente ng Kalahi organization, PhilCom organization. At may bago siyang organisasyon, ang VACC Israel chapter, congratulations po. I'm sure mas maraming kababayan po ang matutulungan po ninyo dahil siya po ang binansagan nating babaeng walang pahinga sa Israel sa pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan at kaagapay na po ng Philippine Embassy sa pagtulong po ng ating mga kababayan. So maraming salamat po. Now, Jean, may time pa ba tayo para sa mga ilang pagbati naman sa JUANEUKONEK?
Oo naman. Sige.
Just a few.
Okay.
Oo.
Well, actually ang marami dito is mga, well, may isa si Carmen Hickey. Oh, nice to see Ginal Kontra. Ingat po. Ang tagal ko kasi nawala eh. Pero nandito lang po ako, Aling Carmen, nasa Valencia, sa Spain. I'm never lost, if you like. Hindi, puro sila mga nagsasabi they're watching from Batangas, from si Tony De Chavez, yung kaibigan natin na nagbalik bayan.
Okay. Si Nelly Fami, of course, sa Caviteños, UK. At yung mga kamag-anak ko sa Cavite, my mommy, my brother, na nanonood dyan, mga kaibigan natin, maraming salamat po sa pagsuporta ninyo. And,
si John Revelo, na-discover na niya na magkamag-anak sila ni Jay Montelibano-McLeod.
That's good. Okay.
Oo.
Salamat po. So,
Yes.
mga kababayan natin mula sa Pilipinas, mula sa London, sa UK, at of course, yung mga nasa Israel, thank you for watching us today. Maraming salamat po. Kasama po namin kayo sa pagkonekta sa mga Pinoy sa Europa ngayong panahon ng pandemya. Ang kwento ni Juan sa Europa ay kwento ng bawat Pilipino sa iba-ibang sulok ng mundo.
Sana po ay nag-iwan kami ng aral, impormasyon, ngiti at pag-asa.
Thank you to the National Lottery Community Fund for graciously funding this project. Mga kababayan, we will be serving you for the next 6 months. Ako po, si Rose Eclarinal mula po dito sa London.
And I am Jean Alcantara from Valencia, Spain.
Hanggang sa muli,
sa Juan.
JUANEUKONEK.
Juan, saan ka man dalhin ang kapalaran? Iisang bayan lang sa puso mo'y laman, tinagmulan at babalikan. Konting tiis na lang at hanggang